stranger or willing and
Hello, hi. It's your dividend friend, Jewel here. Today I have a really interesting chart. We have someone that's pursuing a brand new car, but give me a minute. I'll be right back. I need to go and grab their chart. Okay, I have my trusted chart here, but I know it's so important to show you guys the numbers, so I transcribed it from here onto the board. I'm going to tell you about this person here. Like most of us, we love to get a new car. I get it. I've been there, done that, bought those potato chips. But for this individual, we were discussing about a car, and they were telling me about their situation. I said, let me see what your numbers look like. So they provided their income, their expenses, and I showed them their cash flow. Well, this person here was really funny about doing velocity banking because the first thing she said was, I don't want to have to be stuck on a budget. It's going to restrict me. And I want to be able to have fun. I said, understand with velocity banking, you can do all that. We're not trying to make you hold off from doing things you enjoy doing. That's the joy and the beauty of velocity banking. It incorporates all of that in there. So when you see this expenses here, this is her rent, her electric, her utilities, her Netflix account, her Spotify. It's all of that in there, including her shopping, her girlfriend nights, her just doing things she likes to do. It's all in there. We've taken that into consideration. That way she's not trying to force herself to stay on task. We actually budgeted more for expenses than what we probably needed to. But here is with the cash flow. Her cash flow is $1,953. Pretty good cash flow, nearly $2,000. So she's doing a really good job because, like I said, with velocity banking, you have to be disciplined. You have to understand if you have cash flow, you're going to target that cash flow and leverage to use it to pay off your debts. So with her, we got to talk about her best option. She's not a homeowner, so she cannot take out a HELOC, otherwise known as a home equity line of credit. Her best option, you know me, I'm just a voice, but you make the choice. She made the choice to do a personal line of credit. She took it out for $25,000. She knew that she didn't want to go over that when she went to purchase a car. So we went in there. She got her car purchased. She told me, hey, listen, I've gotten the car. The car was $24,181, well under her budget. I said, take the rest of that and just have a good time because you already have a line of credit for $25,000. So what we did was I told her, I said, once you get this car, give them at least 10 days to process that new loan. You have a line of credit sitting for $25,000. Go into the bank, ask how much you owe them on that vehicle, write a check, pay it outright, right then and there. She did exactly that. She paid it off. So no more car payment, right? But she does have a line of credit for $25,000. Let's watch as she executes and pays this off. I'm going to show you about 4 months worth of work so you kind of get the hint and you can understand what's going on here. Once you see me doing it, you can do it. Remember, her interest rate is 10%. Usually with the line of credit, personal lines, they're always higher because they don't have a collateral like a home HELOC. Of course, that's going to be home collateral. We don't have that here, so they're usually higher. Hers is 10%. Still not bad when you consider how rates are going up and down. Even for new cars, it's 7%. So, but they did offer her that 7.79%. 5-year term, paying $459 a month. That's gonna be her car payment. Remember, we paid that car off. There's no car payments due. Let's start working on this line of credit. Okay, the first month, because her balance is $25,000, she does owe $208.33 in interest payment. Remember, we have to pay interest because we're borrowing from the bank. It's the cost of doing business, and it's okay. Remember, in order to win in this game, you got to put skin in the game. Her skin is having to borrow a little bit of interest. But dividend friend, we're going to pay a little bit, but not a lot. So remember, it's based to 25,000 to get to this number here. We take 25,000 times the 10% interest rate, divided by 12, the number of months, we come to this number. Okay. When she injects her 1953 cash flow in there, they're going to take their payment off the top. That's going to leave over $1,700 towards her principal. Once they take out their portion, they throw everything back into the principal. You don't have to call and say, put that in principal. They're going to do it anyway. So we see she's down to $23,047 in month 2. Now, remember, she's required to pay her interest payment on this amount. She's going to inject her cash flow of $1,953. She made her interest payment. They're going to let her put the rest of that's going to go back into her principal. Now she's at $21,094. This is in month 3. You guys know the story, right? She's got to go ahead and pay the interest on to have that much there. Her interest is $21,094 times it by 10%, divided by 12. You come to 175.78. That's month 3. Can you guys see what's happening here? Month 4, here we go. She's going to inject her cash flow in here of $1,953. Remember, interest payment has to come out. We take that 19,141 times it by 10%, divided by 12. We come to 159.51. Here we are. She's at $17,188. She's paid nearly $8,000 off in about 4 months. Can you see what's cycling here, you guys? Can you see it? And notice also interest payment, it goes down. When you do a line of credit, the awesome thing is that your payments are going to change. As you run down that line of credit, you're also going to run down your interest payments that are due because it's off of the balance that's due. You see, that works, doesn't it? So if you rinse and repeat this process over and over, as her number goes down, she's going to inject her cash flow in, interest payment comes out, principal, all the extra goes to that principal. She's going to have this paid off in about 13 months, and maybe a little less than 13 months, but about 13 months to be fair. She's done. That's going to be making a car payment for 5 years, making it $459, and also it's going to save her interest. Let me show you how she saved, you guys. Here we go. Let's flip this chart here. I want to show you how she actually won. Okay, here we go. Look at this. And interest she did have to pay, like I told you. You have to pay to play. She had to give the bank $1,438.83 in interest. Oh, has she done this for the 5 years that they want her to do it? She'd have given the bank $4,881.05. She saved $3,442.22. Pretty good, right? I'm going to tell you something. I think when you look at things like this and you think, wow, 13 months, can you imagine if she had put all that towards savings? That would be $25,000 in a savings account. When you talk about being a first-time home buyer, a lot of times they only require you to pay 3%, but there's also all types of funding for those that are first-time home buyers. She can save up and have her, if she need to pay based upon the price of her home, within a year's time, she'd have her down payment free and clear. Or let's say she ended up saving that $25,000. I'm going to encourage her, once again, I'm just a voice, you make the choice, to look at a high yield savings account. Don't let the money just sit in the bank and let the bank just pay you maybe pennies on the dollar. Put it in a high yield savings account. Get 5, 6, sometimes 6.25% interest on your money sitting in the bank. That way, although it's sitting there, it's actually being leveraged to bring you in more money. Okay, guys, I'm your dividend friend. I'm here until you win. As you can see, she won. But I can't win unless you share my channel. I need you to like it, subscribe it, and share. Sharing is caring. I'm sure you know somebody who needs a new car. And instead of them going into a 5 or 6 year, and I heard they're doing 7 years now, debt payment schedule, they can actually go and do velocity banking and run it up and pay that car off in 13 months, sitting on a brand new car. So I'm your dividend friend. I'm here until you win. We'll talk to you soon. Until the next video or the next chart. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.